Hey guys, my name is Del from twitch.tv/Delvision, and I'm here to talk about a little bit of surviving Mars. Now, first of all, I love this game. I absolutely love this game. It's an amazing kind of city builder game. It's not quite city builder, it's more like a resource puzzle, I would say. It's more like a puzzle game where you need to figure out how to survive on Mars. It's not a city builder game, don't think it is, because it's definitely not a city builder game, even though you kind of build cities in this one, but it's more of a resource management game. It's more of a puzzle on how to survive on Mars and get further in there and get some sort of a stable colony. Now, first question. Do you see anything wrong in here right now? There is a building not working. Okay, that's all. That's all that I see. Fine, let's fix that. Let's try to figure out what's wrong with it. Okay, so its storage space is full. Okay, so how do I fix that then? I guess I'll just let my drones...
Select a sector to scan.
I guess I'll just let my drones do their job. Wait a second. Here we go. Are you going to do it? Okay, you bring that there. Could you... What? Could you please fix this problem for me? Oh, okay, well that's interesting. Now they are going... What? Okay, so you were rescuing your friend. Okay, so surely next guy will then fix this problem for me. So, will you do it? What? You are... Could one of you please do this? There we go. What? Where are you going? What? Alright, so, what's going on here? First of all, I intentionally built this tunnel from wrong end. So, right now, I started this tunnel from this end and I put it in here. First couple things they were managing just fine. They sent the stuff in here, so it's fine, I guess. They're kind of still doing things. They're still kind of working, but they are really confused because I started the tunnel from this end. Now that's not only problem in here. Now let's say my buildings need maintenance. They need some resources like this. So what happens is that this tunnel will keep getting built constantly, and it will constantly keep putting machine parts in there, even though I don't have enough machine parts to complete this building. So it's going to put them all in there. They are all going to go in there, in here. Once after a while there will be no machine parts remaining. As long as they don't need them for maintenance right now, they are not going to save any of them. So what I want to do is I want to right click here. I want to right click this one, or left click select something that it stops giving them those machine parts. Just deny them from giving any machine parts in here, which I can then later remove once I'm ready to use them. You can already do that in here, like you can already do it. Do not take any metals on this one. So why couldn't you do it on the building itself? Like just stop any machine parts going in here until I have all of them available. Just build everything else for me and that will be fine. Same thing here. I wish I could decline this one from getting any fuel right now. For example, I only need to send one single ship out in the space. I wish I could somehow stop this one from getting fueled. There is no button for doing it. You can stop them from getting exports, but even then sometimes they keep giving them exports between these two rockets, and they're really stupid about it. Like they don't give all the exports to single vehicle. They sometimes give them for both of these vehicles equally. Like they just basically give those exports on one ship that is closest to the drones at any given time. So sometimes they end up splitting them up, and then you have this awkward situation where you cannot take anything out of here. There is no way of getting these things out of here. You cannot take the fuel out of that, makes sense, but I wish I could somehow get the exports out of this ship to have them stored in the other one, and just give me a little bit of control over how I use my materials. Another thing would be nice would be to be able to sell some stuff. For example, advanced resources would be nice if you could sell those also in Earth. That's a minor detail. You can survive in this one by just gathering exports. It's not a big deal, but I would love to be able to sell some resources back to Earth. Just have some sort of a extra funding from just selling Martian built artifacts, things like that. If I get way too many of them, a little bit something to export back to Earth, and that's a minor detail. Anyways, bigger problem here right now is if I cancel this thing, I want to build it the right way. I salvage it. Guess where my resources ended up in. So there is no way for me to get up here right now. But here they are. Here are those resources. And I had this problem before on my playthrough where I basically started building. Like I just figured it was faster to start building it from up here, then go down here, because it didn't seem to matter at that given time. But then I realized that I needed those resources, and then I cancelled it, tried to get those resources back, and they were stuck. They were just stuck up there. I have no way of getting there right now. I don't have enough resources to build the tunnel. They're just stuck in there. Imagine if those were last remaining materials I needed for my base to survive. They would be up there, and I have no way of getting there. I couldn't get there in the first place. I just started the tunnel from there. Anyways, enough of that. Then there is another problem, which is sometimes your vehicles might die for you. There is no real indicator right now on how much battery power do these guys have. For example, this guy is almost dead, and he's really far away. I have no clue of knowing where he is. I would love to be able to have some sort of a way of, for example, mouse overing this guy would be able to tell me that he's right here. Like, just give me some sort of arrow on the target that I'm mouse overing. That would be really easy fix for just getting a little bit knowledge of where you guys are. So you could instantly know, okay, this guy was doing that thing over here. Fire, fair enough. But this guy is already dead. So what I tried to do is I tried to fix it. I have no idea on how to fix this thing. I can show you that I just built this thing. It has one solar panel and some cabling underneath it. I tried to get drones to it, fix it for me, but instead let's build it in here, where there is another similar situation. One of my explorers is about to die. I already bought some materials over here. I actually didn't need them. These metals would have been enough. So let's send this guy over. Let's speed it up a little bit. And another problem right now here is inconsistency on right and left clicking. This game has a lot of problems with right and left clicking. Right now, if I left click, it's going to unlock the target. Okay, fair enough. Left click, select targets. That's now established. So right click moves things. Okay, right click is moving things. But once I want to, for example, unload resources, I'm expecting right click to do that as well. Oh, what? Right click. Oh, now it's cancelling on right click. It's not anymore moving on it. By the way, if you select move command and then you try to move on right click, it's going to cancel the move command. So right click is both cancel and move at the same time. It just depends if you have this button selected or not. So it's clearly doing the wrong thing here. Instead now left click is move, whereas left click is cancel, and now one time I double click a few times, it randomly cancelled, because why not? Why not? It's not moving anymore, it's just cancelled for some reason. I don't know why, but it should be right click to move, right click to move, right click to move. You are already right clicking to move, so why couldn't this one also be right click to move, right click to unload these resources? Right click to do things, left click to cancel, left click to select target. Why?
Research complete.
Why cannot it be more consistent about these things? Now this drone is about to build this thing, and here comes another issue. So I know that this guy is low on battery, but he's not going to charge right now. It's not going to use it instantly. So what I have to do is I have to click this guy to start charging, and then it works. Then it just charges. But what can I do over here? I cannot do anything anymore. This guy is dead. He's not going... I cannot right click it. The cable is right under it. I cannot command anyone else to right click it for him. I cannot save it. I cannot hook it up to other vehicles. I just cannot save this guy. I have no idea how to save this guy at all. But just have to kinda know it. Just kinda have to know it. But how do I know how much these guys have batteries? I really wish that the game had some way of showing me how much batteries. Oh my goodness. Just excuse me. I wish this game was showing me. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. So I wish that this game was able to show me some, like, just have this bar right here. Have it in here instead. Just show it in top of these guys, or at the bottom would be even better, because a lot of these guys need have some information on them. For example, this guy is right now carrying electronics, so it would be nice to have some like small icon of electronics on top of this guy, so I know that this guy is the one I use for carrying electronics around. So I wouldn't have to click here, read through all of this text. Okay, it's not this guy. Is it this guy? Okay, there they are. That's way too much information for one simple thing, which I want to just know what this guy is carrying. Is he doing something? Again, no way of knowing if these guys are doing anything, because, for example, right now I can give this guy command on, let's build like 1,000,000 recharge stations right here. So it still shows me the same thing as before, but instead of showing me that this drone is working, it just has this pause icon in here. I would love that, because this guy, right now it says current drone load medium, because the one guy cannot do everything alone. So wouldn't it be nice to have this icon, instead of being pause icon, show me something like green for low load on the drones, yellow for medium, and red for heavy load. Just have this icon to show me that this drone is working. Same could work for all the buildings. Like, for example, if I have this rocket selected, it could have that icon somewhere to show me that these drones under here are under heavy load, or any drone buildings, for example this drone hub. If I put it in here, it would be nice to just have their load in here, because I like pinning things. I like having these things pinned out here and get some sort of information there, but there is none. There is no information at all down here, and that's, in my opinion, huge missing opportunity to give information for players. Now, another thing here is, for example, out here I see some metals. I see some metals in here which I want to pick up. So what I do is I create a supply line. Simple enough. So I want to create transport line. Again, I had to check here. I had to slow down to figure out, okay, so this guy is that, so I think this guy is maybe the one in here. Okay, I have to go check to realize that, yeah, it's indeed this guy. So now let's send this guy instead back in here, and then check my other guy. Okay, this guy is more ready for the task. Again, I had to waste way too much time for doing this. So now I want to create a transport line. So I figured that I have select this one, and I have to make sure that I'm clicking the right button. So set source and set source again. Simple enough. Okay, so I'm going to select from here. I assume that it's going to find the minerals for me from here. No, it's not going to find them. I click it here. Okay, I select all the metals from here, and I select them for here. So what I would love to be able to do is to just select metals from this square, send them over to my base. That would be efficient, that would be nice to do. But what this is going to do, it's going to take my guy, it's already in here, it was supposed to do that thing, but it's not moving. It's not doing anything. Why is it not doing anything? It's because it couldn't find any resources from here. So it just moved over here. It just moved over here, and it just stays here, trying to find metals that don't exist. And since there's no metals in here, it just stays here. It doesn't even go back to my base, so it's dead there. It's going to run out of batteries and probably going to die just like the other guys out here. So I have to send more rescue missions for that. Just bring it back at least. So what you instead have to do is you have to go in here. You have to find these metals from here. Again, I have to figure out which one I use. Then I have to click here nearby these, like it's able to at least get it from around this location. But it said there is 42 in here. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, so let's send this guy back here. I can just unload it in here, and then let's right click. Oh, wait a second, I just moved the guy in here. Oh, what just happened? Again, right click, left click, doing whatever they want to do in this game. So this guy is not going to collect materials, it's instead cancelled this one. So what you have to do this time is to select metals, you select here, press here, and you press escape now to cancel or to stop the selection. So right now right click is cancelling what you just ordered it to do. What happens if I left click then? I'm not actually sure what happens if I left click. Let's try it out. So I've left click, it's making a new one. Now going to do it after I've left click. So now I used the cancel button from previous time, or just unselect. I used it now 3 times left click in a row to create the road. I couldn't just right click, remove the selection like it has done before. Like, just let me right click, and left click unselects, left click unselects. Please be consistent on this one. This one could be create transport route, left click, right click, and then unselect. But instead it's going to now try to do with the left click. And again, it's going to pick up the materials from there, but there is also these ones in here. And it's not going to get these metals from here, because they are too far away, so this tile will end up having something like 7 metals out there in middle of nowhere. It's just going to leave them there, and then hours later I figured, oh, there is still some metals in there. I thought I told it to pick them all, but it's not. It says that they are in this square, but it's only showing these ones in here, and then it knows that there is some metals in here. Again, that sucks. I wish it would just be able to pick all the metals from this square and bring them back to my base. And preferably also, if there is some platforms already here, just bring them over here. By the way, another thing, these things like to run out of batteries. So if I tell it to drop the metals in here, it's just going to do it there, and even if it's running low on battery, it only recharges if it's low on batteries. So if it's really low on batteries, then once it's on top of these things, then it, or actually if you order them to be on top of these things, it's going to recharge. I would love if it was able to understand, okay, I'm under 50%. You could even set right click here or left click here, set the recharge threshold. So let's say it's under 50%. If it's under 50% energy, then it would stop here, recharge whenever it runs, for example, over a power line. That would be a nice fix. Alright. So, other thing, there is also it would be nice to know where things are moving on the map. So for example, I just created that supply line, so that's fine. The supply line is kind of working. It's showing me where these things are going. Right now it's trying to move metals out there. Yes, it's not exactly sure what it's supposed to be doing, but if I create this line, it's showing me exactly where it's going to land. Now the problem with these guys, for example, is that I want this guy to check this anomaly. Okay, so I'm going to, I assume, right click in this case. Now I right clicked to select target. Because the move command does actually that as well. It's going to go analyze the anomaly, but if I left click, it's going to just select this one. But if I select this guy, move interact, then left click, now it's going to do it on left click. And right click, hit something. Just press escape. Oof. By the way, if you have something selected and you're in here, escape doesn't unselect things. Escape instead opens menu, so you cannot unselect targets until you move in, then press escape, then do this. Otherwise it will do whatever. For example, let's say I have move command in here, I have move command selected, I go up here, I have no way of cancelling this anymore. I cannot do anything, it's going to move there, and now suddenly left click is cancelling that move command that I just had, and inconsistency. And it would be nice to know, for example, that right now this guy, I can see it from here, but I would love to see that there is already someone coming here. But right now if I go here, I just, okay, have I put anyone out there here yet? No, okay, so let's send this guy in, for example. But now there is going to be 2 of these guys out here, because I don't see that there is already someone coming here. It could easily have this icon right here, to have the same icon for these guys as well, to show that someone is coming here to just do this thing, so I don't send extra people out here anymore. The feature already exists in here. You can already kind of see that. It would be nice to see all of the things that, for example, if I select a drone, I would love to be able to left click, didn't unselect that time, so I would love to be able to see where this guy is going. Well, I can kind of see the arrow, it's going there, but it would be nice to have also that little ghost of the icon to show that someone is going there. That way I know that someone is going to come pick these items up, for example, whenever I select that guy. If I select this one, it would be nice that someone is going to pick them up, so I don't have to worry about them being there. And here we go. So now, again, drones load heavy.
Sector scanned. Select a sector to scan.
Drone load heavy, but there is no way of seeing it from here, so I would have to manually go through all of these drone hubs. I would have to go manually through to see the drone load heavy, and it could just show a little icon here, little red blob or something. Be nice. And there would be nice to have also progress bar up here. So for example, I said that I would love to see fuel on this guy or the charge of these guys. It would be nice to have the progress bar, for example, how far this guy is into refueling. Just show it to me. I'm trying to think, by the way, which one right now do you think I have selected? This guy or this guy? Definitely not this one. This one is just waiting to be launched. But this guy is selected because it's apparently bigger than others. It would be nice if it kept these borders. So whenever I'm quickly glancing over, I'm going to move over here, for example, with this guy. I'm just going to quickly select this thing. Just open these scanners. I would just love to be able to, for example, cancel this one. I want to cancel this one. So I want to remove this from queue. Right now it shows you that remove from queue if I have this one. Right now it's telling me, the game is telling me remove by right clicking. I right click, nothing happens. That's because I have this guy selected, and it's sometimes really hard to see that you have something selected, so you're just wondering like, why is it not working? Okay. Oh, this icon is slightly bigger than the other icons around it. Please just keep these highlights. Just keep this highlight so it's easier to see. Oh, I have something selected. And even in this case, again, right click now. It's doing nothing. It's just sending this guy over, and then I wonder where did my guy go, and stuff like that. So, other things, other problematic things are, for example, that there is some missing key bindings. Well, this is more of an my own personal preference, is that I'm used to these things to be like normal speed, fast speed, and this one. I want to bind things individually. So what I want to do is I just want to press 1, 2, 3, and pause would be in the one key from one key left from one. It's different on European keyboards. So what I would love to do is bind these things, but they don't exist at all in the options. There is no key binding in the options for that to be done. There is only toggle high speed. I want to know what it does. Actually, that's going to mute my in-game volume, but whatever. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so that does work. That does work. Let's enable the sound again. But there is no option for these two speed. I can go plus minus backwards. That, by the way, was really weird because it started from here instead of going backwards.
Discovered.
So there you go. There is some weirdness with this one, and these things just don't have any kind of binding for them. There is no way of binding those key bindings at all. You can speed up, you can speed down, you can toggle high speed and pause the game, and there is key binding for each individual building in the game, but not a key binding for speeding and those speeds for normal, fast, and fastest. Fastest does exist, but it It's a really weird one. Like for example, if I have it in here right now, on pause, I go fastest. It's now moving to normal speed. And now it's moving to fastest speed. From that same key binding. What is the purpose of that key binding? Okay, so that keeps going back and forth between these two speeds. It also moves it from here to here to here to here. Like, okay, I know that this key binding exists now. So that's going to be handy. I can use that key for moving back and forth. But there is no way of having the fast
Sector
speed.
scanned.
Like that doesn't exist. But at least I now found out that this thing moves backwards and forward between the fastest and the normal speed. It doesn't say that in here. In here it says toggle high speed. Oh well, whatever. Anyways, this has been my quick rant about these kind of things. I don't think there is many other things that I have listed for now. But I hope that these things get fixed, because this game is amazing. It's a really good game. I really have enjoyed trying to survive on Mars. And it's definitely not a SimCity game. Don't think it is a SimCity game, because it's not. It's a survival game where you try to, well, it's a resource management game where you try to bring resources to Mars and try to get some sort of a colony started in here. And there's problems along the way that you have to deal with. And sadly, some of the problems are something you cannot do anything about. Rest in peace, broken guy. I still don't know how to rescue this guy, so I guess I'll just have to reload previous save and try to fix it before this problem happens. Let's hope. I have many autosaves. I have one. I have one. Guess where it is. Anyways, that has been my rant. I think there is actually an option for that. I think I just saw that. Nope, there's autosave on. That's great. It helps to survive from crashes, but not from mistakes that you didn't know that even existed before they happen for you. Better hope that your autosave isn't too far away, or that it hasn't already autosaved after the problem happened. That can happen. And then you have just a dead vehicle there that you cannot do anything about. Anyways, that has been my rant. It's still signing out. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in my Twitch channel sometimes. Catch you guys later.